Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the Woodland Pursuit. Today we are going to get nitty gritty with the details. We're going to get nerdy AF about ascenders. Alright, so you have these Ropeman 1, actually literally you have this Ropeman 1 ascender, and you have this other ascender by Newdoar, which I got off Amazon, and it is rated for an 8mm rope, while the Ropeman 1 here is not rated for an 8mm rope. And we're going to get into the details right now, and I'm going to explain to you what works, what doesn't work. Finally solve the question, what works with 8mm ropes. Alright, here you're going to see the two different style ascenders. They look virtually the same, but they are not. Alright, so the Ropeman 1 right here, so you'll see that the hole has the teeth all the way halfway through it. Alright, so only half is available, for the rope. Over here, it's like 3/4 of the hole is not filled up by the teeth because there's a stopper on this on the bottom. If you look at the design on the bottom here, and I'll try to, sorry, I'm holding the camera, so I'll try to do this at the same time. So you'll notice the difference on the build of these. This one, the teeth on the Ropeman 1 goes all the way in. You'll see how it just keeps going. There's nothing to stop it. This one, however, has a stop on it that doesn't let it go all the way in. That is the only design difference that really is significant in these. Other than that, they're virtually identical. But that is what basically screws this one up for the rating. Now this one's rated for, you can see here, for 8 to 13mm ropes. However, it sucks on 8mm ropes, and I'm going to show you in a minute. This one is rated, you can see right here on the back, it's rated for 10 to 13mm ropes. However, this one works really well with 8mm ropes. But there's another issue that you have to contend with, and it is kind of the same as far as like the spacing inside the hole. It very much matters what carabiner you put in these. If you take like the black diamond here and you put it inside that hole, it only has half of the profile one way, and the other way it's like an I-beam technology, so it's not round. This Rock Exotica carabiner, much like a tethered carabiner, is round. So it has a round profile, it's consistent all the way around. This is going to work so much better, and it's going to work effectively than this one. This one pretty much, I would not suggest using it at all. However, it will kind of work with the Ropeman 1. It will not work with this one. It just will not work. It will slip. So you have some factors here that were probably out of control of, the Ropeman 1, people that make it. And they just are like, hey, don't use smaller than 10, because they don't know what size carabiner you're putting in there. Put the big carabiner in there like this, or a tethered, and you'll be fine. If you use one of these lightweight I-beam kind of like technology ones, you might not be okay. All right, so let's get on to the telephone pole in my yard, and I'll show you. All right, guys, so we're at the telephone pole. We're gonna give all this stuff a try now. I'm gonna show you firsthand what's working and what doesn't. Now, the backstory to this is I have some great people that I hang out with and I talk to, and they give me a lot of great information, and all the information was good. However, it was, to say the least, a tiny bit incomplete. So like, if you use this carabiner, it works great with this ascender, but if you use this one, it doesn't. But all I was hearing is, oh yeah, if you use it, it's great. And some people might have been using this one and saying, oh yeah, it'll slip. So I was reading stuff online that was saying it was going to slip. I was hearing, personally firsthand, that it worked great. So I was a little bit confused, probably a lot like most of you guys are, if you're just searching out online and looking everything up online, trying to find all the information. It's just really not there online. So I'm going to tell you what works and how it works and how to get it to keep working so you can be safe if you don't follow, the suggested rope range of the ascenders. All right, always bear in mind, I'm not telling you to use these. It's completely unsafe to get out of the spec range that they safely recommend. I'm telling you don't do it, but I'm telling you also I do it. So you do what you want to do. A lot of people are sketched out by that, and I don't blame you, because you're hanging from a tree on a rope. It's your life. It's important to stay safe. But my opinion is that this Ropeman 1 is rated from 10 to 13 because they know consumers can be stupid, and if you make something idiot proof, it's like they say, the world's going to make a better idiot. They're going to figure out how to screw it up. So they want to stay legally safe, and they don't want to be responsible for you being stupid. So if you use a 10 or a 13 millimeter rope with this Ascender 1, this Ropeman 1 I mean, then you're going to be fine. If you use an 8, there's going to be variables, and it's completely on you for your safety to make sure that the variables that you are introducing into this to use it outside of specs, keep it safe. All right, but then we have this Newdoar. All right, I see this on Amazon. It looks exactly the same as the Ropeman 1, and it's rated for 8 millimeter ropes all the way to 13. And I'm like, well, that's got to be safe, right? Because it's rated for 8. So I probably should have been using this Ropeman 1 on 8s all along. Hell no. This on an 8 millimeter rope with the wrong carabiner will slip. The wrong carabiner being like something like this style, this black diamond that I'm using. If you use like a tethered carabiner, or this Rock Exotica Pirate carabiner that's got a bigger, rounder profile like I showed you earlier, it keeps the gapping better in this hole, so there's a better pinch on the rope. You need to make sure that the rope is in there and wedged in there tight, and with this one it stops too. So they even made the design on this one to where it kind of gets in its own way, man. Like, I almost want to cut them tabs off so it can slide all the way in, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sell it to somebody that's got a 10 millimeter rope, and it'll be fine. I don't want to modify one of these. It's just sounds like absolute horrible idea to modify something that your life is hanging from. All right, so let's get this rope on a tree. Get some of the stuff in my pockets. We're going to start off the bad way first. We're going to use a lightweight I-frame carabiner because we want lightweight, right? That's what we're going to go for. We're not going to grab a big carabiner like this Rock Exotica or like a tethered carabiner, because we're like, hey, let's use the lightest one possible. I'm going to show you why you shouldn't do that. All right, so let's get this on the tree, which the tree today is the telephone pole in my yard, because I live in New York and my yard isn't, you know, like it was when I lived in Georgia, and I don't have any trees in my yard. All right, so we're going to take that. We're going to get the black one first. So the Newdoar from Amazon. So when I seen this, it was only $39, and I'm like, hey, that's cheaper than the Ropeman 1 too. It's rated down to 8 millimeter ropes. I'm like, that is like the best deal possible, right? Wrong. It's not the best deal possible. All right, so we just stick this on our rope. All right, so there we go. Now it seems to work, right? It's on there. It's pulling. So let's connect and put my fat ass all the way into this, which I'm probably over 200 pounds now, I'm sure. I ain't getting any lighter. I like to eat, and the whiskey doesn't help. So, all right, so now I'm on here, and I don't have a camera guy, so kind of bear with me and be patient with my descriptions. Maybe I can use my phone. Do I have my phone in my pocket? Maybe, nah. All right, anyway, the pitch point in here is minimal, and right here where the teeth go in, it's springing all the way in, and it's almost stopping by the stopper up here. All right, so it doesn't have very much more to go. So when I really load this weight, them teeth are going to come in, because the rope is going to stretch. It's going to flatten out a little bit, and it's even got shitty clearances in there because this I-frame carabiner is not pushing back on the rope like it really should be. It's kind of why they want you to use the Kong duck on this, because they eliminated the carabiner factor, and you notice it's got like the metal grommet in there that the teeth go against, so it's always consistent Doesn't matter what carabiner you put in there, it's consistent. That's why they rate that down to an 8 in my opinion, because of the consistency, and they eliminated, you know, the consumer doing something incorrect. So right now I'm the consumer, I'm doing something incorrect. I got the wrong carabiner in there. Now if I load this a lot, it's already slipping. It's coming down the rope and it already slipped. So I don't even have to really walk the tree with my feet, because I'll come up here and just walk the tree and really lean back. It already slipped with this carabiner. All right, so this isn't going to work. All right, so to do apples to apples, I'm gonna take this ascender off, and now we're gonna put the Ropeman 1 ascender with the wrong carabiner. And I usually keep one of them little rubber tie things, metal rubber ties on this rope to keep it from falling, but I took it off in the postseason, and so now I'm just kind of dealing with the rope fall on me right now. All right, so now not only does this look like it fits a little bit better as far as the gapping, because the teeth going in more, it's not bottoming out, but it's still going, the teeth are still going in there. In my opinion, entirely too much. If you didn't have this little metal pull, the little wire pull on the teeth to pull it out to disengage it, and you're in the tree, you wouldn't be able to get a thumb under there and loosen it. So now when I apply pressure to it, it gets all cockeyed and squirrely and stuff. Like the two plates that slide are getting a little weird. It's not level on the rope. It's pinching one side of the rope more than the other because it's grabbing one side of the teeth more. It's getting cockeyed. I wish I had another camera up in here to really show you, but just take my word for it. So when I get loose on it now, does it seem to slip? It doesn't seem to slip with this. And I'm really torquing right now. You could probably get away with this. But the rope is really, really, really pinched, and it would probably affect the lifespan of your rope. I don't like it. I don't think it looks good like this. Does it work? It does. The Newdoar did not work with the 8mm rope. The Ropeman one is. Now I kind of want to cut this, because I just bought this ascender. I kind of want to cut this metal loopy thing off because it's just dangling out there and I don't like that. But I can't get my thumb underneath the teeth to disengage it without it. I have to have it to pull, and it's really wedged in there, and it's using the last few teeth. And the last few teeth are spaced differently than the teeth inside. All right, so notice when you open these up, the spacing on these teeth are nice and close, and they're not as deep. The ones on the outside, they start to space them more, and they make them kind of stick out more. So they're stabbing the rope more than the little teeth are. The little teeth are getting more teeth on there, which is going to give it a better grip. The big ones, you only have one on there, and it's really pinching that rope. I don't think this is a good idea, because I don't think it's designed to work that way, quite honestly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to keep this ascender, and we're going to put on a bigger diameter carabiner. All right, so this carabiner not only is like thicker, but it's completely round all the way around. So depending on how your carabiner lays, you're going to have consistent pinch on the rope. So if this one twists and turns, it moves the spring all over the place. It does all kinds of weird things. All right, so you lose consistency, and consistency is a big part of archery. Like, what's what we strive for on a lot of things, right? Is consistency. So I'm gonna throw that down. We're gonna stick this one in there. Now this one's a cool gate because it's an auto gate. You can't forget to screw this one shut with like a screw gate carabiner. So you give it a half twist, put it down, push it in. As soon as I let it go, it locks. It's not opening back up. So safety is always key, right? So I really like the fact of the auto gate. All right, so now I'm gonna pull it down, clip myself in. See, as soon as I put my bridge in there and I let go, it's locked. I ain't coming out. I don't have to screw around with the screw gate. I don't have to screw around with the screw gate. That's funny, I think. Sorry. Anyway, coming up and looking at it, now the gap has significantly gone away. All right, there's in between the carabiner and the metal, just looking in the whole gap itself is almost gone. It seems like there's only about an eighth to a quarter of the hole left in there where I'm seeing the rope. The teeth here are sticking out a ton. Like you can see that there's almost 4 teeth sticking out. There's definitely a solid 3, and the 4th one's on the verge of coming out. So not only can I get my thumb underneath that and let it go, and I don't need this little wire thing anymore with this carabiner, but now it's engaging the teeth down in the bottom where it's supposed to. So now I should, in theory, get a better hold. But looking at it under stress, and I'm looking in that gap under stress, it doesn't seem to be nearly as aggressive in pinching the rope nearly as much, which is good. And when I say not as aggressive, I mean it's got more teeth on it, so it doesn't need the pinch into the rope with the bigger teeth as much. And that's gonna, I would think, save the core of the rope from damage. And you'll see that I'm on this thing now, and I could walk the tree if I give myself a little bit more slack. If I put my feet right into the tree and I get up here and I really torque, I would probably snap my bridge or something, or this rope, before it would slip. I mean, it's not slipping. You can see I can come down on this thing and I'm over 200. I might be 220 by now. I guess it depends on the biscuit this morning. But you'll see this thing does not slip at all. I totally trust it. All right, and it unlocks easy. Like with the other one, I think that's an important note. When I'd go to move my rope and unlock it, it didn't move easily. Like it was really wedged in there when it gets to the edge of these teeth. And when I pull on the rope, it pops. It's locked in there so much, almost like it feels like it's gonna cam past a certain point where it can't come back. But when I really get on there like that, and let's just see that again. So if I loosen that up and I walk the tree again, and I get right into this tree, and I'm all into it, and I come down on it, you'll see, and I'm grabbing the carabiner, not that. And then I come back up and I go to move it. It moves really easy because it's not really getting into that rope super aggressive. The teeth aren't going in too much where it affects the camming of the teeth. All right, works great. I say run a Ropeman 1 and a Rock Exotica Pirate carabiner with an auto gate. So like I said, when you give it a little twist and you open it up, when you close it, it's locked already. You're not gonna forget to do that if you're trying to set up in the dark or whatever. All right, so now we will go and put on the other one, the Newdoar. Now, there's a lot of details in this. Is a really drawn out video, and I apologize, but safety is worth the time. And let's not forget any details, because no one needs to be getting hurt. All right, so now that this is on there, I feel like the teeth design just don't grab as well on this carabiner. I know that there was a couple of the Ropeman ones, the orange ones, they had a certain serial number on them, that something was up with the teeth and they just slipped. So they recalled them all. And I don't know why that was, but these teeth slip. They look fine. It's brand new. They slip, and I don't know why. So when I get in there, now I have the bigger carabiner, so right away I have a tighter space in this hole. All right, it doesn't look as tight as with the Ropeman 1. There's more space between the carabiner and the inside of this hole than there was with the Ropeman 1. I don't know if that matters or not, but I'm gonna assume it absolutely does. The teeth are out enough. I have 3 teeth solid out the hole, but it's not as much sticking out as the Ropeman 1 was. It's about a half a tooth in more. So this isn't as tight as a fit. The rope's not in there as good. The tolerances and the clearances of this just don't seem as tight and as well manufactured as with the Ropeman 1. Sorry about my rope keep dropping. Keep fixing that. Should have grabbed a little twisty thing to keep it up. I use it as my tethered retainer. So if I get on this now, right away when I pull on this rope and I pull back on it, the rope walks on the teeth towards me inside the carabiner, and looking at it at an angle, it just doesn't look like it's grabbing as well. And I'm gonna yank on it to see what it does. Is it gonna slip? It's not slipping with this carabiner, but it has in the past. When I go to release it, it pops and locks. So now it's like it's jarring loose. I don't like that. That's a sign that it's just not working smooth. Is there damage on the rope? I don't see any, but I'm going to purposely center it on the teeth. I'm going to walk the tree. It's not slipping with this carabiner. Whoa, I don't know if it just slipped and my rope walked. But now I'm back there. Now I'm going to unlock it again. And it came loose smooth that time. But if it comes towards the outer plates, it pops. So I think this carabiner would work okay with 8mm ropes if you just kind of watch where the rope lies inside and you use a bigger carabiner like this Rock Exotica or a tethered carabiner or something. But you have to get out on a tree or on a telephone pole in your yard, test it, make sure, because a slip in the woods, it could be catastrophic. So I'm gonna make sure nobody gets hurt, but I'm gonna loosen it up a little bit, walk the tree again, and it's not moving. So it's working a little better than it did the last time I tried it. It does slip with the other carabiner. It's not slipping with this carabiner. I would trust it with this carabiner to a certain degree, and maybe for the season if I didn't have other options. But I do have other options. The Ropeman one's made better. It's worth the other $15 in my opinion. Just go over a Ropeman one. And this one here that's rated from 8 to 13mm ropes. I would only recommend it for 10mm ropes and up. It's just a little sketch on these 8s. It gets into weird spots, it pops. And the teeth now that I torqued on it, I only have 2 teeth exposed. Where I almost had 4 teeth exposed on this with the Ropeman one with the same setup, even after torquing it on there really good. And so the tolerances, the clearances are just not as good with this one. So would I recommend this one? I recommend the carabiners. I would not recommend the Newdoar, Ascender. Wouldn't do it. All right, guys, so let's go over to the truck and we'll wrap this up. All right, guys, it's like 900 degrees out here in New York already. We're going through the heat wave right now in the middle of the summer. I don't know if you've seen that heat dome or whatever the hell they're calling it. Everything's a dome now in the news that's coming through the area, and it's supposed to be 100, literally 100 or over 100 degrees today. It's only like 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm already profusely sweating. Luckily, we got this test done early and I gotta cut the grass and I can jump in the pool. All right, so let's sum this up. So I'm just using a run-of-the-mill 8mm rope, nothing special there. All the 8mm ropes are pretty great. What I'm using that's different, that I personally really enjoy, that I almost didn't buy. Originally when I have a rock climbing store near me. Originally when I went there, I needed a big carabiner. I was specifically looking for something like my old tethered carabiner that I gave away, because I was like, crap, I hate that they gave my tethered carabiner away. I wish I still had it. And I was looking for something like that. I stumbled across the Rock Exotica Pirate, and it's got like little pirates and crossbones if you don't screw the gate all the way up. And if you screw it down, it shows you, instead of saying that's unlocked, it has a skull and crossbones, like you're gonna die. So I think that's pretty funny. So I bought it, and the profile of this carabiner works great. I personally find screwing these up and down annoying. Maybe it's a tiny detail that shouldn't matter, but I do. So this time I decided to buy the same carabiner but with an auto lock gate. So you basically just pull down on it just a little bit, give it a twist, and then it opens. And then when you close it, everything's spring loaded and it locks automatically. And I find this to be a huge safety feature, and it's seamless. It's easier than screwing the screw gate. It's just you give it a little twist and it's open, and then you just snap it shut and it locks itself. I used to forget to screw my gates closed often, or maybe I would just intentionally leave them open, which is not a good idea at all. So for safety's sake, $26, $27. I really like an auto gate, and moving forward, I think I'm just going to get auto gates. I just find them to be convenient and safer. So there's that. Also, it's heavier. you're going to get a little bit of weight. So if you're really weight conscious, then you might just want to screw the gate, because this one's noticeably lighter than this one by some grams. If I put it on like my Aero scale, I would notice a difference. I'm not even going to give a weight here because it's so insignificant. If you're really worried about that, you're OCD, and I ain't even going to try to talk you out of it because you're not going to listen. All right. So now we go between the two ascenders. If you're like me, you're going to see that this one's $55, the Ropeman one, the tried and true, tested, dependable one that no one complains about. And then you have the Newdoar that's new, that's black. It really drew me in that this was black. I really wanted a black one. It's stupid that I like colors like that, but that's the OCD-ness of me. I wanted a black one. I just feel like it's a little bit more stealth. But then I started thinking, hell, if I have an orange one and I drop it, I'm going to be able to find it in the woods, and I'm not going to be looking forever for it, because I have lost things in the woods just because of the color that they were, and they blended in a little too well. And good luck finding them if you ever drop one on accident. Like, say it fell out of the tree or out of your bag, whatever, hypothetical situation, right? The crazy thing about the Newdoar is it's rated for 8. It doesn't work with 8. This is rated only down to 10. It does work to 10 with the right carabiner, guys. So do not use something like this Black Diamond and put it in there with a decreased profile. It's not even round. It's I-beam shaped. I don't know if that's the correct terminology or not. If I'm not using the correct terminology, please forgive me. This is a real world, real hunter review for real world, real hunters. I don't work for any companies. I am not a mechanical engineer or designer or anything like that, so my terminology may be off. I'm just going to say, hey, it works or it don't work. Hopefully that's good enough for you. If you need the specs and the details and weights and all that stuff, go to their website. I would suggest definitely staying within their safety guidelines. So technically I'm telling you that this one will work. If you use it, you assume full responsibility for yourself, because it says right on it, it only works for 10 to 13 millimeter ropes. That's what they recommend. If you die using an 8, it's on you. It wasn't my fault for telling you to use it. It's not their fault because they told you not to use anything smaller than 10. I'm just telling you, I use it, and I'm still here. All right? So I hate that. I wish they would re-rate this and actually sell a carabiner with it that works with it, and just say only use with our carabiner and rate it down to 8s. That would be great. But some idiot's going to take that carabiner out and put in a freaking Black Diamond and probably die. So there's that. All right, guys. So in summary, my setup this year is going to be an AutoGate Pirate carabiner. All right, I'm going to stick it in this Ropeman 1. And that's what I'm going to run this season on my 8mm ropes. And you're going to be seeing me hanging from the tree, killing deer, hopefully. And I'm going to make it till next season. All right, guys. Good luck out there on your woodland pursuit. All right, so I'm going to plug this video in somewhere, because just packing this stuff up after I was completed with my video, I noticed something pretty significant. I mean, to me, because this is a nerdy video, right, about tech specs and all that stuff. So just to keep up with stuff, I put the carabiners loosely inside the ascenders. All right, now to explain and to demonstrate and show right here visually what I was talking about on the telephone pole is there was tighter clearances. I noted tighter clearances with the Ropeman 1 versus the Newdoar. Now, at that moment in time, you just had to take my word for it. Then I packed everything up. Here's the Ropeman 1 on the, let me get this right in front of my face so it doesn't pick up on my face. On the carabiner. Now notice, it doesn't move. I mean, it's a lot tighter. See, it's just stay. Like, I really have to jar it to move. It's tight. Now, look, the Newdoar swings. See it swinging? It won't stay. Like, it keeps dipping down. It's significantly looser. Maybe that doesn't matter because you're always going to have a rope in there. But it definitely shows that the tolerances and the spring tension are increased on this one. You notice it doesn't move. It's grabbing that carabiner. And I think that's significant because it's going to grab the rope the same. You see this one just keeps dropping. Significantly tighter on the Ropeman 1. So and that's like both of them are like, I don't know, they're pretty much all the way in with the teeth. But man, just the Newdoar doesn't grab as good. I think the Newdoar would be fine on a 10 millimeter rope. Would probably any combination of carabiner. I would definitely run like a tethered carabiner or this Rock Exotica Pirate carabiner just to kind of make everything tighter. I mean, but you could probably get away with a black diamond carabiner on a 10 millimeter rope. I'm not going to test that because I don't use 10 millimeter ropes, so that's on you. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that because it definitely demonstrates what I was saying, and there is definitely tighter tolerances and less clearance and better hold on the Ropeman one.